Hello everybody, Georgia Bassmasters here coming at you with the month of March 2020 Mystery Tacklebox Pro unboxing and a little word from my sponsor. Norm, Ryan is Fishing, and Kicking Their Bass TV has something to tell you guys.
Hey everybody, go subscribe to Georgia Bassmasters right now. The heat.
Bassmasters? Yeah, so like I said, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. And if you guys have never bought a Mystery Tackle Box, check down in the link below. I have a link for a $10 off coupon. Basically, if you get the normal box, you get your first box for $5, or any of the other upgraded box, you get them for $10 less. Your first time purchase, go ahead and click that link. Let's go ahead and get to opening this month of March of Mystery Tackle Box Pro. So, first thing obviously is Mystery Tackle Box always sends the Dibbles tips and tricks, and it basically has some tips on willow leaf blades, Colorado blades, and how to rig a worm. So if you guys have any questions on that, you can always check Dibbles Tips and Tricks, help you guys out. First thing we have in the box is some excavator stand-up shaky head hooks. We have a 2-pack. If you guys can focus on this. We have a 2-pack and they are 3/16 ounce. So from some pretty good little hooks. The next thing we have is this Savage Gear 3D minnow diver. And this thing right here, whenever the water clears up, a secret little thing is whenever there's crystal clear water, go with a clear lure. I know it sounds a little weird. It's just like when it's pitch black, dark at night, you want to use a black lure. You wouldn't think it'd be that way, but when the water's crystal clear, you're gonna want to throw one of these crystal clear lures. Has a lot of rattle in it. I promise you, when the water clears up, I know it's muddy right now because it's springtime, all this rain we're getting. I promise you, when the water clears up, this is gonna be a great lure. So that's a pretty good little find. The next thing we have is this Carl's Amazing Baits 1/2 ounce double willow leaf spinner bait, and it's silver and gold, which is always my favorite combo because gold's actually one of my favorite colors to throw in the spring. But a silver is a better shad imitator, so you get the kind of best of both worlds. You get the white and chartreuse, and when the water's muddy like this, this is going to be a absolute killer bait in the springtime, in the spawn. You guys are going to want to throw this. Highly recommend. And to complement that, Carl threw in some of these split tail trailers. Now I know it's a little old school. Some of you new guys probably don't throw these, but you put a split tail trailer on the back of a spinnerbait or a chatterbait, and you have an absolute amazing bait that'll catch fish all year long. My favorite thing to put on the back end of the chatterbait is a split tail. Swim bait's pretty good, crawfish is pretty good, but a split tail trailer, it's old school, but it works. Next thing we have is this, what's it exactly called? It's called a Jenko Fishing Trapline Rip Knocker. And let me go ahead and take this out of the box because it's a little different. It's not just a regular lipless crankbait. It's a line through lipless crankbait. So basically it has no hooks on it, but it comes with a hook. And here's what you do. It has a hole in the top of the crankbait, and it has a hole in the bottom of the crankbait. You're gonna take your line, you're gonna thread it through the crankbait, and then tie your line to the eye on the hook. And then you're gonna, after you tighten that and you get to reeling, it's gonna butt right up when you're reeling that in. So this is a pretty crazy little concoction, but let me tell you what, this thing has some rattle in it. I mean, it's probably, you might not be able to tell on the video, but it's twice as loud as a regular rattle trap brand. So that's a little tip on how to rig that, just in case you guys are wondering and you get it in your mystery tackle box. And the next bait is these Impulse stick worms. And these things, I don't know if you guys have ever used this brand, but it's pretty similar to Berkeley Power Bait in the scent is that is strong. And let me tell you what, when the fish bite a hold of this, they do not let go. These things, I love throwing wacky rig in the springtime during the spawn. something about a wacky rig. I don't know, when bass are on bed and you throw a wacky rigged worm, which if you guys don't know what a wacky rig is, basically I like to get an octopus hook and hook it right in the middle. And it's gonna wiggle around like that, and you put a wacky rigged worm dead center of a bass bed and they can't stand it. They'll gobble that up real quick. And that's a pretty nice little color. And it has scent, so if they ever bite onto it, they're not gonna let go because these things are scented to the max. The last thing is this limited edition Lunker Hunt Lunker Frog. And if you guys have never used one of these, it has the craziest action out of any topwater frog you're probably ever gonna use, because the legs completely move. So every time you pop this thing, the legs are gonna fully extend and come back. And it is a hollow body frog, so when the bass chomp down on it, it's gonna hook them. So it floats. This is probably not the greatest bait right now during the spawn in the springtime, but on towards summertime when the hydrilla, the lily pads, everything starts to grow, you throw this topwater frog, shallow water, absolutely gonna get demolished. So yes, all in all, this was an awesome month of March mystery tackle box. Like I said, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and if you guys have never bought a mystery tackle box, like I said, the link is down in the description below. Save $10 on your first one. Just got back from the Bassmaster Classic. Got a bunch of signatures on there. Got Norm's, Noah's, Kicking the Bass TV, Lojo's. Just got back, so I'm gonna have that video uploaded in a few days. You guys are definitely gonna want to stick around to see that. We'll see you guys later. Peace.